Today we're going to be kind of talking about the CaseWork Claw and the benefits to using it, and then use some of the other clamps to show you kind of the downfalls to all of those. This is what you would use for your normal face frame cabinets. This is what we would normally use. It would fit around the frame, and then, but today what we're going to be using is the CaseWork Claw. It's for frameless cabinetry or base cabinets and upper cabinets. Come in with this. As you can see, the cabinets aren't aligned or anything right now. Come in. This has a little metal spacing back here. It holds everything nice and flush, and then it also brings everything up nice and level on the top of the frame, as you'll see in just a sec here. Right there, so nice and level. If you see the laser line right there, it's nice and level. So it brings everything up, and then everything level to the face. First, we'll start with just a normal C-clamp. Basically, we're going to be setting this cabinet right here. As you can see, it's out of alignment both way. These are frameless clamp or frameless bases, so everything has to be really precise and lines have to be really clean. Alright, so the first thing we're going to run into with this is that first thing we're going to have to do is try to level off the cabinet from the back side. Basically, we're going to level the back, and you can see right now it's out of frame. So right now I would have to be kind of trying to hold this all up. This is a metal clamp. There's nothing to protect it. So you basically have to use some kind of wood shims or something to kind of get around. Makes it kind of hard, and get in there and do it. And then as far as tying it all, everything you're going to have to do by hand to get it nice and level and straight. And it's kind of more than a one-man job, because now I'm having to pull up that side of the cabinet in order to get this straight. So that's kind of the downfall to a C-clamp, is that you're dealing with all this. The next clamp I kind of want to show is just a spring clamp. It does have protection, so you're not damaging the frame of the cabinets at all. But the downfall of this, it has no strength. So basically I'm going right there, and there's just all that movement and everything. So by the time I get this side straight, go over to mess around with this side, it's all out of alignment. I can't leave the job or leave the site and go get screws or something, or a tool that I needed. Because eventually, especially with the uppers, it's going to slide down over time, or if it's a really big cabinet base, it will move. So that's the spring clamp right there. Then we go to a bar clamp, which is a great tool. It's protected on both sides. It's actually a pretty good product. So here's how we would do that. But again, you're leveling everything by hand, so you have to move everything out, get everything nice and lined up. And again, that's the problem, is that you're doing everything by hand. I'd have to go underneath the cabinet, shim it up, come back over here, move it, kind of back and forth kind of thing. The next clamp I want to show you is just a normal hand clamp. Again, it has protection and whatnot. It's just for something this size, it's really hard to, I have really big hands, but it's hard to get around this whole thing and get it tight. And again, you can see the movement on that. Again, if you were to be doing upper cabinets or something like that, and you wanted something to hold, or if you were installing two cabinets you wanted to put together before and then put in, this clamp would not be strong enough to hold everything. And then we go to a normal, just like a vice grips clamp. Again, it's metal. There's nothing there protecting the cabinets from scratching it or anything like that. Again, I'm having to shim everything and then move it by hand. So again, back and forth, and again, I wouldn't trust hanging really heavy uppers with anything like this. Alright, then we get to normal, just a bar clamp. So again, we're installing base. Next clamp I want to use is a bar clamp, which it has the strength of an adjustable clamp, but again, it's not as delicate on any of the surfaces or anything like that, but it does have the strength. Alright, so then our next clamp we want to use is an easy hold clamp, which is great. You can do everything with one hand. But again, it's adjustability, or getting everything to line up straight. I'm doing that all by hand. having to move everything by hand, and if I loosen this, everything's going to fall at once. There's nothing, you know, really holding it together. Alright, so then we come to the CaseWork Claw, which is right here. You can see you can adjust it both ways, so you can have it on here, you can have it any which way you need, anywhere you need it to tighten or to adjust anything. Alright, here we're using the CaseWork Claw. You can see that the frames are unaligned right now. You can see the laser line right here. You can see how far it's down. The faces aren't aligned. So basically what we would use the CaseWork Claw for is to first make the upper of the cabinets all aligned. Basically, you're going to get that there. That's going to hold it right there. And that's your first kind of alignment. And that makes it so everything's kind of being held up the right level. Everything's nice and flush right here. And then you'd use the second claw. And that's going to go around. You can see, just to fine tune everything, get everything nice and flush. Again, and then it's going to raise everything up nice and tight right there. You can see down, if you look down in there, you can see the laser. Everything's nice and flush. And the faces are nice and flush. And you come up to the base. That's the CaseWork Claw.